Hey friends, welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're new here, my name is Melissa and welcome. Thank you for joining me today and taking time out of your day to check out one of my videos. I greatly appreciate it. In today's video, as you've already seen, I'm going to be tackling this wall. This is our wall that encases our staircase, as you can tell, and I have my coffee bar set up on this side of the wall. So the other side is the hallway, but I'm going to tackle a technique that I have only done in small scale before. I am going to try to wallpaper this wall, and I have used this wallpaper before in my kitchen as a backsplash, but I thought that it would look great on this wall, just making it look more stone-like and giving it more of a, I guess you could say like a pop, a look when you walk in. It's trying to give it a grand scale. In my head, this turns out wonderfully. I'm sitting here on the flip side of it. You know, it's all complete now, and you'll see in the end. I can honestly say I'm not 100% happy with this, but it works, and it turns out enough. So I'll take you through the process. It ends up being like a 3-day process. At this point here, my son and I started working on this a little too soon. I was getting ready to leave for a trip with my daughter, which you've already seen, and I started this. I should have just waited till I got back, but I started it. So this is just a portion of this day where we started on this. So this video will be in like 3 parts. You will see me in like several different outfits. You're going to even see a break part where I just had to walk away because it was just like too much. I got to walk away. But yeah, this video will be in 3 parts. You'll see 3 different outfits. So without further ado, I guess, let's get started on this wall. All right, so I have taken off, watch out baby, my doggies are down here at my feet. I have taken off the shelves and all of my things, and I want to get started. My plan for this wall, this is the same peel and stick that I had from when we did it in the kitchen. And so I've thought about this, putting it on this wall to make it be like a accent, like a stone rock wall, because it's in the center of our house. So that's the plan. This is what it looks like. And it looks like stone. It's really pretty. And you get it at Lowe's. It is kind of pricey. I'm not sure how much. I have 1 roll, so if I need more, which I'm sure I'll need another one, because you have to cut it to piece it to make sure it lines up correctly. It's wallpaper, so anybody who's ever done wallpaper before, you know you have to line up your pictures or whatever, and to do it right. So my plan is I want to start on this section right here. And that way when I can wrap it around, it wraps around the wall and it's not having a piece and then a small piece. I don't want a seam. So this is where I'm going to try, and I'm going to try to wrap this and go down. Now, I do plan on leaving, my husband has these anchors in the wall for the shelves because those shelves will go back up. So I plan on leaving them because I think once I put the wallpaper on, I'm going to feel that underneath of the wallpaper because it's plastic. It's a plastic piece. So, and it will show like a little indentation to give me an idea of, so I know exactly where to put my shelves back up on the wall. So, I'm going to say a little prayer and pray this works. But in my head, it's going to look beautiful. So I'm hoping that what's in here ends up on there. We'll see. Okay, so at this point, I was trying to decide how I was going to start this. And I called my son upstairs to kind of help me out. Yeah, all of you professional wallpaper people out there, don't come at me. I don't really know what I'm doing, I'll tell you right now. And if you're looking at me for a tutorial on wallpaper, change the channel, because this is not this is not the video for that. I was kind of, flying by the seat of my pants trying to figure this one out. But, and looking back now, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have started there, but, and then the way we measured it, yeah, I didn't end up doing it like this the entire time. I started like this, but this didn't really work out. So, yeah, this didn't last very long, but, yeah, this was how we started. So I just picked this up, utility knife with it, and the little flat thing to smooth it out. Okay, so it was at this very moment where I realized that we cut it completely too short. Yeah, so we remeasured and we tried to do it over again. This is the reason why I realized that this wasn't working. The second piece I did get cut at the right length, but yeah, this is one reason why I opted to stop doing it that way. But live and learn. When you've never done something before, you start, and this is how you learn. You make mistakes as you go, and Lord knows I made a bunch of them. So far, working away around. Let's see. Okay. I had to shut the camera off because I was one person trying to hold on to stuff, and y'all wouldn't have wanted to hear me go, ah, and scream the way I was like, "Argh." My son told me to cut the first piece. We measured wrong. Let's just say that. And the old saying, measure twice, cut once. I should have done it with the wallpaper, I guess. I should have remeasured it. But anyway, I wanted to salvage the piece of paper because it's costly. I don't want to just throw it away. So I put the first piece up, and I'm trying to add the second piece. But in order to match it up, you have to line up the bricks just right and just evenly. And so in order to do that, I had to drop it. So I would have to piece a little piece at the top, which is fine. I can do that. It shouldn't be noticeable. But I'll have to piece a piece at the bottom, which I'm not worried about that either because the stand will hide it. So, and if I piece it up just right, you'll never know. However, the problem that I'm having right now is the paper, because we had peeled all the backing off, it's gotten wonky and it's stuck to each other, and so I'm getting a lot of cracks and grooves in it. Some, if they're small, is not bad. It can be hidden on this type of print. but I'm getting some large ones. So, yeah, I'm trying to work that out and trying to line it up so it matches right. But I'm struggling. And I really don't want to scrap this piece of paper. It costs too much money. So I'm going to do whatever I can do to salvage it. Okay, friends, and believe me, I tried. I tried to salvage it. I was going to piece the two pieces back, but it was just too bubbly, too wrinkly, too messed up. My fault, totally. But yeah, I left this in here just so you could see some of the struggles because it was not an easy, fun task for me to do anyway. Okay, so at this point, obviously, it's another day, new outfit. I had went and purchased more paper, and I was trying to fix this piece at the top that I'd already had done so that I could match it up with another piece that would go on the other side. And there again, I met another struggle. So you'll see here in just a second, I end up taking it off, and yeah, when I put the other piece on, it doesn't look great. So yeah, I was just struggling all the way around with this wall. Hold this. Here, I'll make a brick. She's a brick house.
Does not look right.
Turn my camera off. Okay, so it was time to regroup. I had her turn the camera off so I could think and try to figure out what in the world I was going to do. I was trying to wrap this wall right here on the corners so that I wouldn't have a seam butted up like at the corner and then have to use one of those corner pieces that my paper would just wrap around. I don't know if that's the right way to do wallpaper or not. It's just the way I wanted to do it in my head to keep myself from having like the seam and having to put those little corner pieces on. Whether or not it's the right way or not, probably not, but that's the way I did it. And I was struggling. Let me tell you, something fierce. Trying to get the paper to match up, trying to get those bricks to align. And believe it or not, to a degree, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to things that I do. But by the end of this wall, I was just to the point where it was either I got so frustrated a couple times where I was just ready just to rip it all off the wall. And my husband and my kids were like, no, you're not. You're going to leave it up. You know, my husband's like, you'll take it down in a couple years, I'm sure, and change it. But right now, you're going to leave it up there. And so, yeah. But I'm telling you, I was quite frustrated at quite a few times on this wall. I was just, on this day in particular, we ended up, I did so much, and then I was just like, after we got around this corner, she was like, let's just go. Let's just go play pickleball, and you can take your aggression out and frustration out on the court. So that's what I did. I don't know what I'm doing.
Now you know. But that's okay.
This is so much easier in my head. So much easier in my head. And that right there is
I don't know
not.
why. Wallpaper sucks.
Huh?
I don't know why you thought it'd be easy. Wallpaper's hard.
Well, it was easy in the kitchen, but it was only, what, a little piece?
I don't remember that being easy either. I remember a lot of frustration from you. Beautiful. Beautiful!
Not beautiful.
What's wrong with it? What is wrong with it? Nothing.
Okay, so at this point, I had regrouped again, and we ended up cutting that edge off the top and trying to lay another piece of paper so I could wrap the corners. Again, I just didn't think I wanted the seams. I just thought that this would be the easiest, but
it turned out that it wasn't very easy. So I don't know if it is easier or if I took the hard route. I don't know. But yeah, this was just definitely a day or a project, I should say, that tested my patience, tested my aggravation, my temper, my frustration, all those things wrapped up in one. Uh, uh, Thank God for my kids. They know how mom gets, and I just get like frustrated, and I just want to just say, never mind, I'm done. I'm not going to do it. But my daughter's cheering me on, like it's going to be fine, mom. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be good. It's going to look nice. And just being there to be my cheerleader. But let me tell you, I needed to step away because I was so frustrated.
Here, I need to step away. I gotta step away. I'm getting frustrated.
I know.
Okay, let me be honest. If I had to do it all over again, I would not even attempt to do this wall. Wouldn't happen. And I had to walk away and just let my daughter do it. Because I'm getting frustrated. Like, I did this paper in my kitchen when we had our old kitchen, and I used it as a backsplash. And I got a little frustrated with them, but it wasn't like nearly like this. But also it was pieces like, like this versus like a whole wall. So, and then to top it off, I was a dummy and didn't like think about buying it all at once so it's all on the same print. Yeah, so I got kind of like different patterns. So, and it's too much money to rip off the wall, the ones that I've already had. I'm not going to throw it away. So, yeah. So, just saying, if I had to do it again, it was a beautiful idea in my brain, but not on the wall, I guess. Let's just pray it all works out.
Yes, Ryan is great. You're right. You peel it up at the top. Why didn't you just let me keep going? You have way more bubbles than what I had. Oh my gosh. Ta-da!
Okay, I turned the camera back on because you really wouldn't have wanted to see how frustrated I was getting. So I'm not lying to you. I literally was very, very frustrated.
I thought she was gonna punch the wall.
Felt like punching the wall. That kind of stuff gets me. So I had to turn the camera off, walk away. My daughter, I had talked to her and try to figure out another plan. And we come up with a plan. So we turned the camera back on.
After we did it.
I'm not lying to you when I say I was a little angry. So.
A little might be an understatement.
Might be an understatement. But I'm better. I'm going to do this piece. And then I think we're going to go play pickleball so I can beat the ball. And I'll come back and regroup later. This project has taken days because... Just because. We did the last piece actually that I could do today because I'm going to have to go buy more and hope I can pray I can get the exact print. I don't know. This has just been a flop since it started. But
It'll look good once it's done.
she says it'll look good once it's done. My husband says in 2 years I'll probably redo it anyway, which she's probably right because I'm not really happy with it if I'm being totally honest. From a distance, it's fine. But yeah, so I had to take a break, have a come to Jesus meeting, calm myself, tell my daughter I was sorry for yelling, losing my cool, which you didn't see, because I was like,
Hiding it.
yeah, it's not pretty. Don't want to see that. So, but I'm being honest with you, I'm not hiding it. So, I'm not a fake. I know I have issues because that kind of stuff drives me crazy. But anyway, I can't finish it today. So this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, probably a 4-day thing. But they've been days that have been like, do a day, miss 3 or 4 days because we went away, then, you know, waiting on the next day that we can start the project again. So it's probably going to be like a 4-day thing, but there'll be different days. Just splice them all together and make a video of this crazy wall. Yeah, it's beautiful in my head. If you could see it in my head, beautiful. But I guess I needed a professional wallpaper layer.
Which doesn't exist.
And I'm not that. So let me just show you what we've got done thus far. This is the first side. So this side is complete. And this is complete around both sides. Don't look at my bar and everything. It's all messed up because we're cutting paper and the whole 9 yards. But so that's that wall. And then I was able to fix right here, but I'm only doing this half. I'm not doing this because this goes all the way up. Yeah, you want me to really show you something and be completely honest? This shows you I'm not a fake. When I painted this whole house, I painted it. But this stairwell thing is like the grand stairwell. So I painted it gray, you know, to match all the walls. I think it's called honey wheat. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And yeah, all the walls are the same because, you know, all the rooms kind of connect. So you had to do it that way. So which means I'm not repainting it because that's a lot of painting. But when I got to the stairwell, yeah, it's pretty high. And to reach like right at the ceiling. You ready for this? So that's the way it's been since I painted it. Because I can't reach to get the edge. And yeah, it's on this side too. Oh yeah, I'm just being legit. There, it's on that side too. And I climbed a ladder to stretch out to try to reach this section at one point. Until my knees were knocking and my legs were shaking and yeah, I couldn't do it. So, my plan is to eventually,
Go play pickleball?
I'll probably paint this wall here, and I'm trying not to make you sick, and the wall behind the closet, that wall, probably paint those white again so that it just matches up, and I'll paint the hallway upstairs white and open this up. I don't know any other way to do it unless I hire a professional painter, and I'm not going to hire a painter to just come in and just trim out that edge. So, and I'm not taking this paper around the corner of this wall here where it wraps around. I'm not taking that. It's too much money to take it and go all the way up there. Plus, I'd never be able to reach it to do it anyway, because, yeah. So, I'm just being real. It's not a Pinterest-worthy, picture-perfect home, because, you know, Pinterest people will probably finish it and fix it. Yeah, it's not me. So, if you're looking for that, I'm sorry. But I'm thinking of potentially doing, like, these, the backs of these as they go up to make those look stone like that. But then again, I don't know. With the issues that I'm having with the paper on the wall, I don't even know if I want to do that. I might just paint it like a darker gray or just leave it. So I don't know. It's not going to hurt me if I leave it. It's not going to cause me to be unhappy in my home. And if it causes, I had a friend of mine, because I was telling her, I was like, oh, it's not perfect. Don't come in and look at it, you know, because this and this is off. I can see it. And she's like, if somebody comes into your home and they're looking for your imperfections, then basically they don't need to be in there anyway. So, and I was like, you know what? That's right. So, yeah. Anyway, just saying, it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not a YouTuber that's going to show you, don't follow what I do on this wallpaper thing, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just flat out don't know what I'm doing. So this will probably be a 4-day thing, but I'll pick back up on the next day when I get the paper, and I'm praying hard that I can find the same paper. I got to take one roll back because it's completely off. Completely. The color, everything. It's totally off. So I got to take it back and then hopefully exchange it, and then possibly have to buy another roll, because I'm thinking it's probably going to take 2. Cost too much money. This was a stupid idea. But anyway, we'll see how it happens.
Okay, friends. So at this point, it was time to go take a break. So we were going to go play a little pickleball, and I'll include a little bit of that here.
Oh, it's out. I didn't touch it either. Oh.
Okay, friends. So this was either the 3rd or 4th day. I can't remember now. I had worked on this wall way too long for way too much. But it was actually Sunday, Father's Day Sunday. And we had went to church and went to lunch with friends and went and played pickleball with friends, and then went and visited my dad, and came home. And yeah, it was just a time that I was just like, okay, my husband was watching golf, and then he went fishing, and so he's there right now, but he was leaving and he was going to go fishing. So I wanted to get this wall done. I was determined that this was the last day I was going to work on this wall, and yeah, it was over. So if it was just me doing it, then it was going to be me doing it. And if it had screw ups, well, it was just going to have some screw ups, because I was, to be honest, I was over it. I was so over it. Many times I had to just kind of I shut the camera off so that I could just walk away and just breathe. And, you know, like the one time, like I already told y'all, I, told my daughter I was sorry. I wasn't yelling at her, but I was just yelling because I was just like, I was frustrated. I was so frustrated with how it was turning out. And in my head, I was like, this was supposed to be so much easier than what it is. Oh, yeah. So, but my kids know how mom gets when it comes to like, I guess my perfectionism just wants to kick in, and I got to remember that I'm not perfect. I'm not going to do it perfect. And, when you have never really done anything like this before, a first time, that's how you learn. I mean, and I'm in my 40s. So, yeah, sometimes it takes you a long time to learn a new trick. And so this was how I was learning. And so the problem is I'm learning and showing all of you. But it's okay, hopefully maybe you will learn something of not to do by watching what I did and be like, I'm not going to do it like her because she screwed up. So, but it's all good. It's fine. The wall is done. It's not as bad as probably what I'm making it out to be, honestly. I mean, I'm just harder on myself. I know I am. So, but it's done. And I'm just thankful that this is behind me. Would I do wallpaper again? No, I don't think I would. But I guess I should never say never. I don't know, because you end up eating your words in life. I have learned that. But right now, where I'm sitting and looking back on this and watching my frustration while I'm editing this, no, I would not do this again. It was just very stressful. But, you know, it'll be fine. It should be pretty at Christmas time with decorating. And it does tie the two rooms in together, which is kind of what I was wanting to have, like the kitchen tied in and that being the center focal point that's in the center of our home. So it does do that. So I was able to achieve that effect. But yeah, it's completely fine. I'm sorry it took me like 3 days to do this and then having to splice this together. I'm learning that doing it this way is not my favorite way to edit videos either, because yeah, trying to piece these days together and all that was kind of chaotic. But I'm learning new skills. So for those of you who are new here, thank you for bearing with me. And for those of you that have recently subscribed, thank you so much. It just means the world to me that you're even checking out my videos. So thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
Okay, friends. So this project is finally done in my book. Like I've said throughout this video, the whole idea was beautiful in my head. It did not turn out the way that I wanted it to, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I'm not a I have found out one thing through this whole process. I am not a wallpaper person. Hold on, let me let my dog out. Go potty. I have found out that I'm definitely not a wallpaper person. I can paint. I can do some certain techniques of paint, but wallpaper, unless it's small pieces, yeah, not for me. Would I do this project again? I've said this throughout this video. No, I would not. But it was costly. So, am I going to rip it down right now and like redo it or no? Because the only people that see it technically is mostly us. You know, not many people come to visit. And other than you guys, and you're viewing it through TV screen. So it's probably not going to look as bad to you. I will show you what I messed up on, you know. Part of the reason why it was messed up is because, like a dummy, I did not think when I went to pick out the paper, and I picked out one roll. Brought it home, wanted to see if I actually wanted to do it or not. Went back, bought more. Never even thought about the SKU number and the print and the, yeah. So that was part of the issue. So I had to go back, had to get other paper, already had one of the other ones on the wall. So it was kind of like trying to match up. Yeah, so that was my fault. But like I said, I'm not a wallpaper person. So without further ado, let me show you, and I'll show you what I was going to do, but possibly not going to do that now. Anyway, this is the coffee bar wall. Okay, so from afar, it looks beautiful. It kind of ties in. Don't mind the mess on the bar, or the kitchen's messed up. See, we live here. But let me turn the, oops, watch out, baby. Turn the lights on in the kitchen. Our backsplash over there is gray. Okay, and it's kind of like brick. And then, of course, you've seen our floor. And so it kind of ties in the gray and pulls everything together. And it's like a stone structure is what I wanted it to look like. However, it's not perfect. You can't really see them, in this lighting with all the lights on, but when I turn the lights off, sometimes you can see there's some wrinkles in it. There's like a bubble and a wrinkle right here. I don't know if you can see it. I can technically see it, but let me step back. So that's what it looks like when it's encasing the door. And then of course down the hall here, that's the other side. But yeah, there's totally, I mean, let me be legit. You can see the seam, not everything lined up exactly perfect. I'm not a wallpaper person. Yeah, I figured that out. But the idea was pretty. And so it'll give it a different look this Christmas behind the whole shelves and behind the coffee bar, so that's fine. One thing I was going to do, but yeah, not so much. Don't mind my shoes on my step, or my dusty steps. But I was going to put the stone on the backs, like back here, going all the way up to make it look like stone, to match. I did do it on this corner piece here, but I'm not pulling it around to here because what I've already showed you up there, I'm not doing all that. So I'm just not doing it. I live here. I've got to live with it. So for me, the wall is done. I have some scrap pieces of the paper and I have more of one of the rolls. So if I felt like I wanted to attempt to do the steps, maybe, but not now. I'm kind of over the paper thing. I'm just kind of like, I mean, tell me, have you ever started a project where you've like, oh, this is going to be great? And I'm sure some of you content creators might understand this. Like you started a project thinking it's going to be this, this, or this. And as you get started, you're like, this is not working out the way I wanted. And maybe you tell me if you attempted it and you just kept on rolling, or if you just scrapped it all together. I was not going to scrap it all together because it's too much money and I'm not going to just throw it away. So yeah, it's good enough. Does it drive me crazy? Yes, totally. But am I going to just suck it up, buttercup, and be like, it's done and clean around it and don't worry about it? That's what I'm doing. So anyway, thank you for coming along with me on this. I think it's been like 4 days I've had to stop, start. Plus I went away because my daughter and I went away for our trip. So I started it before that and I shouldn't have. But I think it's taken me like a total of 4 days. I'm ending this on, it's actually Sunday today. And we came home from church. It's Father's Day. Actually, today is Father's Day. Sunday, Father's Day. And we came home from church. We went with friends and we went to play pickleball and then went out to eat. And then I went and visited my parents and then came home and my husband was watching golf. And so I thought, well, I need to get this done so I can get this video up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making this, calling this a wrap. And thank you guys for coming along with me. Don't be too hard on me. I know I'm being super hard on myself as it is with how it's turned out, but like I said, it is what it is. Whatever, it's fine. But anyway, Lord willing, friends, there'll be another one. Not with wallpaper, but Lord willing, there'll be another one. Bye, friends.